Hello, everyone, and welcome to this one about focus on spirit. And focus on spirit, when we think about it, when we're doing our mediumship, we really want to have that crystal clear focus. We want to have that crystal clear information coming in, and we really just want to, have the right evidence and know that we're really understanding spirit the way that we would like to understand spirit. But what happens, many of us may be working with the spirit world, and then suddenly we think, is our mind coming in, or are we distracted through noises in the room? Or, you may have many things happening that can really, interfere with your mediumship. So, this focus on spirit, it's like in the beginning, I've known students in the beginning, they're trying to concentrate on their connection with the spirit world, and they're like really trying to get the information. Then they say, there's too much noise, I can't concentrate. And they end up getting taken off track. And then after developing for a while, for a couple of years, that focus increases. And the more that the focus increases to connection with the spirit world, the more that they can receive and the more information flows. And then you just can't sway them. You just can't move them from that focus. So welcome everyone to join me. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a like. And if you really like to subscribe to my channel, feel free to. So really, what is focusing on spirit? In our daily lives, we're probably, spending a lot of time in our daily lives working on many different things at the same time, multitasking and trying to see the bigger view of life and trying to get things into order. But when we work with the spirit world, we want to have that very fine focus with the spirit world to bring through that information so crystal clear. So it's like really listening to the spirit world, like with that really soft, gentle listening. Like every word that the spirit world says means that much to you. And if you listen like you're, like it's the most important thing in the world, what the spirit world says, then you'll find that you'll increase your focus. You'll increase the understanding of what the spirit world actually want to say. And it's like you just got to listen like it's the most important thing. The most important thing in your mediumship is to listen to what the spirit world is saying. And if you make it that way, then whatever distractions happen or noises that happen around you, you just let it go. And you're like, no, the one thing I'm concentrating is on this focus I have, this gentle listening to the spirit world. Now, like I said before, your mind you might have the sort of mind that's used to doing multitasking, doing 5 things at once, puzzling, all this sort of thing. If you're a puzzler in real life, yeah, it's funny, isn't it, in real life? But if you're a puzzler in life and you like puzzles, you may be getting the information through as a puzzle. And really, you don't need to get it through as a puzzle. You could say, let's have some crystal clear focus here and just listen to what the spirit world is giving. And if you ask the spirit world to bring it through with more clarity, they will. They react to that. So your mind may be used to doing the puzzle. It may be used to multitasking. It may be used to being all over the place. But then at the moment that you work with the spirit world, you want to train your mind that it really can just link in and understand and listen as if it's the most important thing. And if you do that, you'll find out that it's not just the pictures you're seeing, it's the feelings you're feeling. So there's more stuff going on with your mediumship than what most mediums know, because they think, oh, I'm just a clairvoyant. But when you actually focus and listen, you'll find out you're not only a clairvoyant, you're a clairsentient. So you're not only seeing pictures, you're actually feeling. And you're not only feeling, you're actually knowing, and you're also hearing. And all these things can be working at the same time. So it's really becoming that focus of just that gentle listening is just like if you're putting spirit world in like the spotlight and you're just watching them and listening to them very, very carefully, you'll know that then the information that you're receiving is more in focus, it's more pure, it's more to the point, and it will make more sense. So, but if your mind is not in focus and your mind's thinking about your work, your job, what you did today, life and family, it will just, your own mind can distract you from your spirit connection that you have. So what you need to do is, before you work, I always say sit in the power, but also find some quiet space for you to quieten your mind and let go of all the events that have happened before you work. Because if you do that and take the time to have a quiet moment, whether it's listening to music, just letting go, letting your mind relax, and in that way you're letting go what's happened beforehand, and don't let go of the stuff that you worry. And say the moment that you work with the spirit world, you've let go of all of that, and you can just really have much more, I was going to say fun, but also a good time working with that better focus in the spirit world, instead of stuff coming up in your mind. And so it's really learning to calm the mind down. And the more moments you can create within your mediumship development for calming your mind down, whether that's a moment of meditation, a moment of listening to relaxing music, where you just close your eyes and just let all your thoughts fall away. In that way, the quieting of the mind improves your focus when you connect to the spirit world. So the more that you can do that before you work, you'll find that that will really help you create focus for your mediumship contact. Now, we may also be taught to work a certain way, and most mediums are. They've been taught by someone, you should work this way or you should do that way, or they've seen mediums work, and they may be working from a list. And so you may be getting, oh, I've got a father, and I've got him, he's wearing a suit, and he must be religious, and he must have worked in business, and I feel that he is someone that was very important. And so you've got a list of information that's coming in. And so what we do is we'll try, our mind is trying to get information. So what it does is like, oh, I just need to get this information. But if we were focused and just listening, we may find that we'll say, okay, we've got a man here coming forward, it's father, and then you're just listening gently. You'd be like, oh yeah, I know he was into business, but I just feel his personality coming in here as well. You see how it's not just a list. So it's like he did have a business, but I feel this family side to them, this side to him that really loves to join with family. And in that way, you can feel that the characters coming through, the essence of him as well. So it's not just information. So when you listen to the spirit world, they could be giving you feelings at the same time as you're receiving pictures. It's opening up your awareness to more information that's coming from the spirit world. You'll find that you are receiving, within 1 second, you're receiving more information than you know. The more you focus, you'll find out. You find out it's not just seeing, it's not just feeling, there's more, there's knowing. And you may be like, oh wow, I actually know that this gentleman was awarded this, that, and the other for his work for 25 years. Now, in that way, you unfold information that you normally wouldn't, by just focusing on that spirit world and listening to them. So when listening, we find that the message can be different. So it's like we're not just working out of a list, we're working from the essence of who it is. And so there's a blending of evidence and a blending of that message. And when it comes together, it can be so lovely, because when we listen to the spirit world, we may be asking them things like, we need the message, oh, how did you pass to the spirit world? And the question might come up, what was your job? And the question might come up, what was your hobbies? And we've got all these questions coming for the spirit world. But they may want to talk about something else. They may want to be talking about their family. They may be wanting to talk about their loved ones. They may not want to be talking about that. They may want to be talking about that. So when you're listening to the spirit world in focus, you'll find that they'll be wanting to talk about other things than your normal way of working. So it's learning to listen to the spirit world, because it's happened many times with my mediumship, and I've seen it happen many times with mediums, that they're like, I need all this information to prove that they're there. But the spirit world have already proved that through the essence of their personality and they may have proved it through bits of evidence that they've said, and then they want to talk about something else. They may want to be talking about that holiday that they spent together as a family, and if you listen to them, it will bring you to that holiday, or it will bring you to that boat ride in Naples, or it will bring you, and I'm just saying that that's where the information can go. If you listen to Spirit, they will guide you to the information that they want to say. And so in order to do that, there needs to be a shift in the development of mediumship, where you've learned the basics, you've learned to get information through the list and that sort of thing. And now it's like, get the connection with Spirit and just let go and say, okay, Spirit, what would you like to bring through now? What would you like? What shall I talk about? So in other words, instead of you having the control over the information, you're giving the spirit world control over the information, and you're just focused on that information that they're bringing through. And that will really improve your mediumship. You'll find that it will really open up more. You'll be getting different stories, out of the box evidence, but also out of the box information that really can touch people's lives. So everything you can do to do this is also within your life. Do things differently, change things up, just to have experiences. Become aware of your experiences in life. Create moments in your life where you have more focus. And if you can do that, then you'll be like creating these moments where you have more focus in your life. That will create more moments where you're training not only yourself in your life to have more focus, but that will come out in your mediumship. You'll find that the focus will be like really tuned more in. And I've noticed that with the changes that I've made in my life to get more focus, that really does make a difference. So the focus of the spirit, listen to them as if they're the most important thing that's there. You've also got mediumship changes for more focus. So mediumship changes, it's like you'll find your mediumship will change when you gain more focus. And it's all it is a little bit, is just learning to work a little bit instead of I must get all this information. It's like connect to spirit and listen and let them give you the information. And if you do that and you've got the focus, you'll find that you'll be getting more stuff in the flow. And you can still mention stuff that you've learned, the basics about, about relationship, hobbies, and that sort of thing. You still mention that, but you'll be mentioning it in the flow of what spirit world are giving you. So you may have, like, if you're really listening to spirit, you may have a mother that really just wants to talk about her home, wants to show you around her home. She may want to show you the whole house, how beautiful it was, and show her family. She may want to talk about the way she cooked or something like that. So she may take you on that journey. But you can get some mothers, if you listen to them carefully, they're like, oh, I was put into an old people's home and I had many tablets for my medicine, and they may even go through the tablets, but I had one for my heart, had one for my blood pressure, had one for my neck pain, I had one for muscles, one for the heart, all these things. And they can actually mention, oh yes, I had one for the water, and all this. They can mention them all. And the reason that they can mention them all is because that's something that they would like to talk about. And it may be the last impressions that someone had with them. So some mothers like to talk about their ailments they have in their body. So they may want to talk about all that first and then the family. Or, it can go many directions, but it's learning to trust spirit. I know one time I was in a church in Wales doing a connection for the spirit world, and all of a sudden I said, I don't know why, but I've got a gentleman here, feels like a father. He's bringing me to the Highlands in Scotland, and he's showing me a lighthouse. And it was correct, in Wales. Can you imagine that? And so, all that was, and that would just be like one of those moments, and they don't happen all the time, but one of those moments where you really listen to spirit. And then you're like, the wow moments come from listening, not from trying to work it. And I know it's difficult for a lot of us, because a lot of us have got analytical brains and we really want to get it all correct. but it's learning to relax just that little bit more and listen and receive the information. And you'll find that it will just wow you. I mean, it wowed me when it happened, and it's happened again and again. Obviously, that's just the way it is. When you listen, you realize, oh wow, it's amazing what the spirit world can bring. And I think that's the focus and spirit that we need. And so if you make changes within your life to create more focus in your life, that will help you. If you change your practices in your life to do that, it will help you. And really just learning that pure focus with the spirit world will really help you with your evidence. Okay. Thank you very much.